Hello everybody. I've made this video like a million times at this point, so I'm just gonna get straight to it. I just wanted to say hi to you guys and let you guys know that I'm probably starting a weight loss vlog in the next couple weeks. Cause this past February, I'm not sure, like for those of you guys that have watched my videos in the past, yes, I've always had a chubby face, but no, I have not always had a chubby body. But in the last year or so, I got just everything was messed up. So I let myself get really heavy. So I was pretty close to 300 pounds at some point between last July of 2011 and now, in January 2012. What am I talking about? So I went to the doctor and they tested my blood and I was all messed up and whatever. So yeah, I decided, obviously, that I was going to do everything in my power to not, die from obesity. So, having been the thinnest person in my the only thin person, rather, in my family for my entire life, it was really weird to get super heavy. All of a sudden, it's like it didn't quite register, because I'm not sure if I've mentioned this in any videos before, but I used to have pretty severe bulimia to the point where I was so anemic that it just caused a bunch of horrible health problems for me. So I think that's what kind of scared me into overeating, because I was more scared that I was going to keep myself from eating than I was of gaining maybe a little bit of extra weight, because I was so good at losing weight that I didn't really worry about that too much. But in that process of trying to get myself healthier from being anemic all the time, I ended up just binging all the time, and I refused to purge or to starve myself, to make sure I didn't get any weight, because I was just trying to get over my bulimia. But I did it without professional help, so that is a little disclaimer right here. Guys, if you have any sort of severe eating disorder or any kind of health concern that's kind of life and death like mine was, you definitely need to see a doctor. Please, 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 please don't self-prescribe medication. Not that I did that, but, well, I did at one point, but anyways, that's a different topic. Don't try to self-diagnose. I know that now that we have the internet and in this day and age, people kind of just try to diagnose for themselves because you have so much information available to you, but doing that is seriously gonna, like, either make you think you have cancer or make you mistreat something. Whereas if you go to the doctor, they're far more likely to, as professionals, they're far more likely to be able to help you. So please, please see a doctor if you have any health concerns. Anyways, side note aside, fail. Yeah, so I was trying to get over my bulimia and somehow ended up I had deprived myself of like fast food and sodas and meat and dairy products and anything, and bread that could keep you from, maintaining a low body fat and weight thing. Yeah, I was just trying to be skinny. That was what it was. To the point where I was so extreme that I would starve myself, and if I started passing out and stuff, which was not as frequent as you would think, but it would happen. If I started passing out at work, then obviously I would, eat some fruit or drink. I remember, guys, please, if any of you girls watching this out there are bulimic, do not do this. Or if you're anorexic, don't do this, because it's really not healthy. It works as far as, hunger pains go, but it's really not healthy. Seriously, don't do this. I'm just sharing my story, okay? Please don't think that I'm trying to give anyone out there advice on how to stay skinny, because I'm not. But, I would take room temperature water, just, a water bottle, room temperature, I can't talk today, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get through this so fast, and I'm like, blah, blah, blah. I would take a bottle of room temperature water and just chug it, or I would take 2 or 3, and not only would that keep me from retaining water in my body, so I didn't ever have any, water weight or anything like that, but it filled my stomach up, so it convinced my brain and my stomach that I wasn't hungry, but I wasn't getting any nutrients. I was plenty hydrated, but I wasn't getting absolutely any nutrients at all, and that's what was causing the anemia. So I have like these horrible dark circles under my eyes, which I don't know if you can tell, but I'm pretty much good at this point, so I am fluffy, but I'm not zombie looking anymore. And my lips were always white, and I have lipstick on right now, but my lips are naturally pink now. My teeth were just like yellow and gross, and now they're kind of, you know, not perfect, but they're way whiter now and stronger, and I could see like the enamel wearing away because I was lacking so many nutrients. It was just gross, and I had like horrible acne, which is also, I don't know if you can really tell on this camera, but that's cleared up a lot. Like my other videos, you can see like I had like red blotches everywhere, and then eventually that turned into cystic acne just because I guess, I don't know, my skin was so dry that it was breaking out or something. But sorry, that was gross. But yeah, it's just case in point, I looked ratchet. It was just gross. But eventually I figured out that I needed some kind of food in my system. So people started noticing that, you know, I never ate at work. Like I was the only person that never sat down for a lunch break, and if my boss was like a really nice kind of one-on-one kind of boss. So working at a restaurant, he, you know, was constantly trying to like get us to chill out, and like every time it was slow or even if it was busy, like he would say that he would take over for us and we could go sit down and eat. And I was the only one that would just keep working. would just keep working and working, and my boss started getting concerned because he was like, what the heck is wrong with this chick? Because she never eats. And so I would just, you know, have the typical excuses of someone with an eating disorder. I would just tell them that I ate a big lunch, or that I ate something, you know, I ate a snack while I was working, or that I just wasn't hungry, or that my stomach hurt, or, you know, that I was nauseous or something. I always had some kind of excuse. And I actually used being a vegetarian for 11 years. I became a vegetarian when I was like 9 or 10, because I've been bulimic my whole life, but I figured English, please. God. I figured out around the age of 10 that my brother, being a vegetarian, he always had that excuse, you know. He would not have to eat if he was just like, oh, no, it's okay, I don't eat meat, or, oh, that might have made, you know, come into contact with meat, etc. Also, since I wasn't used to processing food anyway, like any kind of food, obviously my body didn't handle meat well. So I just had a couple of reasons, and right then and there, like, I was like, oh, I should probably become a vegetarian. So I was a very strict vegetarian, which eventually evolved into becoming vegan by the time I was like 16, 17? Yeah, I think it was like 16 through 17. And 18, actually. Yeah, I think I was vegan for like 2 years. So I had that, and once I became vegan, that's when people seriously started to notice that I was just never eating, ever. Like, my excuses stopped working, because at that point, I'd been working at the restaurant for like 3 years, and nobody had ever seen me eat. So, we're starting to get a little concerned, and then I ended up, I know, tisk tisk, I ended up dating my 30-year-old assistant manager. Yeah, when I was like 16 going on 17. Or 7? Yeah, 17 going on 18. I started dating him. Just, yeah, guys, seriously, don't do that. Bad idea. One of the biggest mistakes I've ever made. And actually, I moved in with him, and eventually he started noticing that I wasn't ever eating either. And I would just tell him that it was because, you know, well, I'm vegan and all you ever eat, because, you know, he's like the stereotypical southern guy. All he ever ate was like, well, not so much southern as redneck, but so he ate a lot of meat and obviously a lot of dairy and basically whatever the hell he wanted. So I was able to use that as an excuse, and I actually believed it in my head that, you know, the only reason I wasn't eating was because, you know, it's all dairy and blah blah blah. But he, as big of a jerk as he was, he did have valid concerns about me never eating, so he actually, in his own violent way, helped me realize that I had an illness. So I started trying to figure out how to eat better and stuff, and our breakup was like a soap opera status horrible. I'll probably make, like, if you guys want to hear that story about how that went down, I'll make a video about that, because, yeah, have a lot of advice on that one too. But yeah, that ended so badly that I spiraled into a horrible depression and had to get on depression medicine. So that's kind of what set off that was like the catalyst for my epic, I don't want to be sick anymore, and I don't want to let people take advantage of me anymore, and I'm going to do whatever the heck I want because I've been letting people step all over me, blah 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 kind of phase. So I hadn't had fast food since I was like maybe 8, and I was 18 at this point. So 10 years with no fast food, no bread, in massive amounts. Like, I'd eat a piece of bread like once a week, or like once every 2 weeks or something, so that I wouldn't like starve to death. But yeah, like not really that much bread. To this day, have had like maybe 3 pieces of white bread since I was like 5. Yeah, I hadn't really had any bread or anything. Just food was such an alien thing to me that I decided that I was going to try every single type of fast food that I could get my hands on, and that I was just gonna do that for like a month and, figure out how to eat healthy at that point, because I was trying to make myself feel better, and I was trying to figure out how to stop depriving myself of things that were good for me. Not that I thought fast food was good for me, but it's kind of hard to explain. Like, it was just a weird mental process that made me think that maybe if I allowed myself to do things I know I shouldn't do, then it would kind of get it out of my system so that I wouldn't end up dating, super douche again. But overall, I ended up eating so much, like, from eating fast food, I realized that I could hang out with more people, so that was nice. So then I started hanging out with people that ate a lot of fast food, and so then it didn't stop after a month. It just kept going and going and going, and I kept telling myself that, still under control, because, it's only 10 pounds, but, my weight was fine before, so now I'm a little bit chubby, but, I'll just work it off. It'll force me to have to exercise, which is good for me, because, I was no stranger to exercising. I worked out every single morning before school. But, yeah, I stopped exercising, which was the other thing, because I was like, I've been so disciplined, trying to, like, obsessing over my weight. I guess that's a better way of putting it. I was trying not to obsess with my weight anymore. I was trying to force myself to realize that it's okay if I have fast food from time to time. So I kind of took it to an extreme. Anyways, from hanging out with people that ate a lot of fast food, and dating people that ate a lot of fast food, and, well, dating person, I dated a guy that, had the worst eating habits of all time, and he introduced me to other people that had the worst eating habits of all time, and that's how I met my current fiance. But, it still wasn't exactly the best situation. So somehow I went from never eating anything to eating everything in sight. I would just stuff my face all the time. In the heart of a bulimic, you love food, but you're so terrified of gaining weight that that's, kind of becomes a love-hate kind of relationship. But, yeah, that, didn't go so well. So, and I remember I didn't even realize how long I had been eating that way. So, I broke up with, or the relationship with my assistant manager started ending in January, and I was at 132 pounds, roughly. It was pretty thin. I'm like 5'3", 5'4", so, but I'm really curvy. I have like, not trying to be gross or anything, but I have like giant boobies, so, and I have a really big butt, and I'm Hispanic, so I have lots of curviness, so that was thin for me, for my type of frame. So yeah, oh my god, I'm just like trailing off, I'm sorry guys, yeah, lost my train of thought. Yeah, January of 2011, I was 132 pounds. By the time my current fiance and I started dating in July of 2011, I was like I was like 160 pounds or something, so I'd put on about 30 pounds in a couple of months just from eating fast food like crazy and not disciplining myself and not exercising and stuff. Well, I was still exercising, but, you know, not as religiously and Nazi-like like I used to. And then we ended up moving in with a friend of mine because her partner had passed away, and he's the only reason that I'm alive right now after the whole assistant manager thing went down. So he was really, really close to me, so that kind of sent me into another depression, and he passed away August of 2011. So my fiance and I moved in with my friend so that she could afford everything without him being here anymore. And that was just bad. Very bad situation. It was a horrible, horrible living situation, so that turned into us eating out all the time because we were just completely incapable of sharing a kitchen with her and her niece. So, yeah, so we started eating out like crazy again, and yeah. So anyways, case in point, I'd kept my weight down from the time I was 14 until 18, and then around January of 2012 or 2011 started putting on weight, and then my highest weight I think was 287, or was it 267? Something like that. In January? And then I started losing weight, and then February I was like 257 I think, and now I'm 205. So it's been a long road, but you know, so far so good. So we'll just have to wait and see how this goes. I am down to a size 16 from a size 22, so that's good. And I guess I can show you guys what I look like now, but I'm wearing a dress and I'm not gonna do the whole little like skimpy looking thing, but I'll show you guys. So this is my bust. My waist is now, you know, reasonably whatever. I wish I had like before shots, because literally like my hips were like out here. It was disgusting. Especially for an ex-bulimic. Here's that. My booty. Cute. Yeah. And here's my arms and stuff. They're still kind of gross. I have all this loose skin from, I'll show you guys my tummy. Because that's not really that much TMI, right? There's my tummy. I had like all these stretch marks and stuff on my stomach, and I've been putting cocoa butter on them, and you can barely see them now. They're like really bright and red and stuff. But yeah, that's how you guys know I'm not lying, because I had a lot of stretch marks and such. But yeah, that's what my tummy looks like now. So we're still, you know, making progress and trying to keep losing weight and such and whatever, but it's, for anybody out there that's trying to lose weight, my only advice is to drink tons of water. Like seriously, get yourself a huge water bottle that you have with you all the time. Measure how much water you want to intake every day, and that you, not so much that you need to intake, because your want should exceed your needs, because your needs are your bare minimum that you should be getting with water, because most people don't take in like barely any water. But you want to be drinking at least half your body weight in water, because this stuff, seriously, like it's almost like a miracle cure. I've lost so much weight so fast. Like seriously guys, I was like almost 300 pounds in January this year, and it's 9 months later and I'm down almost 100 pounds. Like seriously dudes, come on, drink some water. that's the easiest and quickest way to get off like stubborn weight, because I had so much like freaking crap just stuck in my midsection as soon as I started drinking water like crazy, because I cut out sodas, started drinking water instead. That's the biggest thing. Cut out sodas. Cut out anything that's absolutely unnecessary. Like even those little, like, you know, those like little Crystal Light packets and stuff. That's how I transitioned to only drinking water. But if at all possible, you want to aim for just water, eventually. It took me about, like, I want to say 2, maybe 3 months. Like, probably closer to 2 months to wean myself off of soda after drinking nothing but soda for almost a year. Because it has the high fructose corn syrup and soda, plus all the extra regular sugar and all the crap that they put in it, has addicting properties. So obviously it's hard to get, to wean yourself off of something that you're addicted to. So keep that in mind when you're trying to wean yourself off of soda, but stick with it, because seriously, after a month of not drinking soda, and this is the second time I've done this. Gosh, we burped me like crazy, sorry. This is the second time I've done this. After not drinking soda for a month, 4 weeks, as opposed to maybe for some of you years of drinking lots and lots of sodas. After 4 weeks, you try to drink a soda and it tastes like garbage. It's so disgusting. The amount of sugar in it just will make you sick to your stomach. And I'm not saying this will work for everybody, but for most people, I've heard this from other YouTubers as well that are doing like whole weight loss thingy. But yeah, water is the way to go. Yeah, soda will taste super gross to you eventually, so just keep that in mind when you're first starting off, because that might give you some hope. Because I honestly thought I wasn't going to be able to do it. Even though I'd done it before, I had never drank that much soda, so it was definitely hard to stop drinking soda. But cut out sodas, stopped eating out as much. I didn't cut it out completely because like my situation just didn't allow it, but once I was able to just not ever eat out anymore, I started doing that. Try to cook at least 1 meal a week. At least one. Just one. That contains mostly vegetables, lean proteins, and maybe some fruit if you want to throw it in there. But yeah, just little by little. And I started at I'm trying to like regulate my brain because I'm starting to get a headache from losing my train of thought and stuff. So yeah, water, cut out sodas, stop eating out so much, cut out fast food. Like seriously, that's one thing that you have to do cold turkey. Like seriously, cut it out completely, because it's not necessary. It's not gonna kill you. It's gonna be hard, but it's gonna kill you if you keep eating it, and it's so not gonna kill you if you might think you're gonna die without fast food, but you're not. Trust me. So cut that out of your diet. More water. Try to walk. Like, I had the worst joint pains from getting so heavy so fast. My knees were horrible. They couldn't support my weight worth crap, so that was damaging some of the nerves in my spine. So that was like causing a lot of pain, and like I have like joint problems in my shoulders. That's been that way in my shoulders and elbows since I was little. So that much extra weight was hurting my body so much that it was almost impossible to like get out of bed in the morning, much less think of exercising. So I went to the doctor, and she was not exactly as nice as I'm trying to be to y'all if y'all are trying to lose weight. She basically told me that I needed to stop complaining because I knew what my health problems were or something, and then I was in denial. She basically told me that the reason your back is hurting is because you went from this way to this way in this amount of time, so obviously you're going to be in pain because you're putting all this strain on your body. Instead of, sending me to a nutritionist or anything like that, she just basically called me fat and sent me on my way. So that just kind of like, sent a jolt down into my ouchie bits. So that kind of hurt, but she did me a favor because she made me realize that, I still had a long way to go. Because I hadn't been to the doctor in so long that she had no idea that I was down to 213 at the time, but that was from like almost 300 pounds. So she was mad at me for losing weight because she thought I had, from the last time that she'd seen me, I'd gained about 100 pounds. So, not 100 pounds, like 70 pounds. Anyways, yeah, cut out fast food, more water, walk at least 15 minutes in the morning. Before you eat anything, as soon as you get up, use the bathroom if you have to, and head out the door and just take a quick walk. Just very chill, relaxed, slow paced, just a quick walk before anything you need to do. Everybody has 15 minutes. Even if you have to wake up early, do it, because that is a super, super fast way of losing weight. But yeah, walk to where you could still carry on a conversation in the morning before you eat anything, because this, since your body doesn't have any food in it to digest, it's using all the energy that you're getting from exercising or whatever. It's burning fat as opposed to food, so you lose more weight quicker. But be warned, don't walk too much or too fast, because then you'll start burning muscle, and that's not good. But this is a good way to like gain a little bit of muscle here and there, and yeah, and it's super easy. Like, seriously, it feels like you're not doing anything. If you're a high schooler, then just like, maybe, I know it sounds bad, but maybe just don't eat breakfast in the morning. And because when you go to school, you're like walking to class and whatever, and then, you know, have something with you to eat after you walk. Obviously not like a freaking honey bun, because then it's pretty much null and void what you just did. So, but yeah, just have like a granola bar, or an apple, preferably fruit or a vegetable, you know, to eat. But yeah, so that's good. I started doing that, and I need to get back on that, because things got pretty hectic after a while, so I stopped doing that. But yeah, I started with the 15-minute walk in the morning as soon as I wake up. Seriously, I wouldn't even change out my pajamas. I would use the bathroom and head out the door with my fiance. And we did that for like 2 months, and I just started like losing inches off my waist like crazy, so fast. I cut out pretty much anything that I shouldn't be eating. I only have, like, if I have bread, it's wheat bread, lots of whole wheat, whole grain stuff. I have like granola from time to time, but it's mostly fruits and veggies. I have lots of fruits and veggies. The vegetable is kind of like a side note. The vegetable that I recommend the most to people that are trying to lose weight is kale. That stuff will fill you up so fast. You can make smoothies with it, you can saute it, and it tastes so good. You can substitute that for, like, if you use iceberg lettuce, or even romaine lettuce. Iceberg lettuce, no. I mean, it'll give you some extra hydration, but that's literally like all its nutritional value, water. It has pretty much no nutritional value. If for your vegetables, you always want to go for, well, for your like lettuce and stuff, you always want to go for darker greens, and I'm sure you've heard that before. But yeah, the reason they're darker is because they're more rich in nutrients and such. So definitely go for darker greens. And kale is just, it's got such a rich flavor. Like, it's not for everybody, but I would definitely say try it, because it's super cheap, and there's a million ways to prepare it, and it's a really good substitute for romaine or iceberg lettuce in your sandwiches. So that's good. Don't really eat that much red meat anymore. I actually discovered that I'm mainly doing the oh god, what's it called? The I can't remember the name of the diet. The paleo diet. There we go. I'm doing the paleo diet right now. It's kind of out of my brain. Paleo diet right now, so that allows you to eat pork, but I actually have opted not to. So I eat lots of lean meats. Like, I'll have some turkey and chicken, but that's about it. And I grill everything. I haven't had anything fried in forever. Very, very, very rarely, on like special occasions, I might have, you know, sugar. But yeah, I have I go to the farmer's market at least once a week to get all of my groceries, and that has helped me keep my eating habits healthy. So that's good, and I just have so much more energy, and I'm so much happier. Like, it's helped with my depression and anxiety. And I was recently diagnosed with a with a thyroid dysfunction. So yeah, and apparently I have PCOS too, possibly. So I have to be really careful what I put in my body and make sure that I'm not gaining any weight. And for weeks where like might not lose any weight, I just try to keep it in my head that as long as I'm not gaining, still doing better than before. So I'm trying to think of what else I've done to lose all the weight. Because videos like this, like seriously, if even one person is helped by this video, like it was worth the holy crap, going on 30 minutes. Wow. I guess that will be worth the 30 minutes that I invested of my time into making it. But yeah, I haven't used any herbal supplements or anything. I try to walk at least 4 miles a day. Just walking. I haven't upgraded to jogging yet because my joints are still kind of bad. But yeah, take a multivitamin if you want magnesium. I take a magnesium, zinc, and calcium supplement to help my body be able to process all the nutrients that I'm taking in. And magnesium, I forget why, like I researched this forever ago when I first started losing weight. Magnesium actually helps. I think I'm going to look up the link again so that I can put it in the description bar or whatever for you guys, but like I said, my life's about to get super hectic, so I might not be able to, and if that's the case, I'm sorry. But do your own research. Magnesium helps get off extra stubborn weight. So I've been taking that, and that's been helping. Drinking lots of water, taking in lots of fruits and veggies, cooking all of my own meals. What else? Walking. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. It's, you have to make sure that you're doing it at a pace that works for you. Because what works for me or what works for, somebody else might not necessarily work for you. But do something that works for you that you're going to be able to stick with for life. Because this shouldn't be a temporary change. You shouldn't be trying to lose weight just temporarily for like a wedding or a big event that you want to look cute for. This is advice for people whose life and general health depends on losing weight, because this is the way that that has worked for me in order to make it a permanent lifestyle change. But yeah, that's mainly it. Farmers markets are your best friends. I eat only organic foods, not saying that you absolutely necessarily have to. Eating vegetables, regardless of whether they're organic or not, as long as you rinse them very, very well to get all the pesticides off and stuff, it's definitely way better than fast food. So just step by step, like really don't focus on the whole big picture at first because you might overwhelm yourself. Just focus on a day by day, like what did I do well today, not so much what you did wrong. And that should be able to help you keep it up and keep it constant and make it a lifestyle change. So I hope this video was helpful to you guys. I'm sorry if I trailed off at points. Feel free to skip through, whatever parts you need to. But I really hope this helped somebody. Any of you guys out there that watch this, I really, really hope it helps because it's really helped me. And whoever watches this, just let me know if you want any updates, or if you want like a weekly vlog, or if you want to know about like the assistant manager thing that I was talking about, whatever. Any questions that you guys have, just let me know. I also do makeup. Haven't quite started that yet, but I'm gonna start doing makeup tutorials. That's what I just started a Twitter account. That's Nestlara Beauty, I think. I'm gonna have to update the description later with all these links because I'm super all over the place right now because I have so much that I need to do that I'm procrastinating on because I really wanted to make this video for you guys before any more time passes so that you guys could actually see like what the progress is so far, and that, have a record for me for later. But yeah, if you guys have any more questions, just either hit me up in my inbox on YouTube or hit me up on Twitter once I post that link, or leave a comment or whatever, and I'll try to be accommodating I love this community so much, and even though it seems like I've been absent for a really long time, I'm not. I'm always on YouTube. I'm always keeping up with all you guys. You guys do mean a lot to me, and I'm sorry, I got distracted. I'm sorry that I haven't made more videos more frequently, but like, there's been so much going on. But I hope this was helpful to somebody. Yeah. I love you guys, and good luck with your weight loss journeys. Bye.